Yay! Welcome to Advanced Toastmasters Online. Here are some online meeting tips. Use your headset or not. Mute your mic when you are not speaking. That's at the lower left-hand corner of your screen. You can also toggle your video on and off, but we'd like to see you. You can toggle it off if you're leaving your seat or if you are eating. Also, what you're seeing here on the screen is called the gallery view. You can switch to the speaker view by clicking the speaker view button, and you will be able to see the active speaker only on your screen. If you have questions or notes for the speaker, please send them via the chat button right there, but do that in between the speeches or in between the table topics so people aren't interrupted while they're talking. This meeting will be recorded. It's our policy that by participating in our meeting, you agree that a recording will be made available publicly on your YouTube channel and on our website. If you're interested in joining or inviting somebody to visit our club, please go to ato.toastmost.org. On this button here, it says Become a Member, where you can start there and see what our club is about. If you'd like to RSVP, right under where it says Start Here, there's a little button that says RSVP, and you can RSVP there. Let us know that you're going to be joining us. And at this time, I'd like to put the gavel down and say, welcome to Advanced Toastmasters Online. I will turn the meeting over to our Toastmaster of the day, Lori Whitmore. Please help me welcome Lori as she reads our club mission. Lori, it's all you.
Thank you, Dawn. Our mission is that we are an advanced Toastmasters club, which supports maverick leaders in creating greater impact by providing advanced feedback on online presentations and leadership skills, and discovering what it means to be out-of-the-box innovative leaders. It's my pleasure to serve as Toastmaster today. Going to be an interesting meeting because our speaker has not arrived yet. We have myself as the Toastmaster, Dawn filling in for grammarian, Doug filling in for timer, and Trisha as our topics master, and Dawn as our general evaluator. Dawn, I know you're filling in as a grammarian. I don't know if you have a word of the day to share with us, or if you'll, but whatever, just tell us what you'll be doing as our grammarian.
I do have a word of the day. I'm going to share the screen because I just found it on wordoftheday.com. And today's word of the day is cacophony. And it is a harsh or discordant sound, a dissonance, specifically harshness in the sound of words or phrases. Cacophony. That's our word of the day. And I will be noticing and marking wonderful uses of speech and not so wonderful uses of speech as your grammarian today. Back to you.
Thank you, Dawn. Doug as our timer. I don't know that we need an explanation of timing cards, but however you'd like to introduce yourself as our timer.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, I am the timer today. If we have our speech today, it would be 5 to 7 minutes, and I have a nice little set of lights here so I can show the green at 5 minutes to say you've spoken enough time, you could stop. Yellow at 6 minutes to say you're running out of time and you should stop. And red to say you've spoken for all your allotted time and you should have stopped. Same for table topics, green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, red at 2. And make sure that you keep my thumbnail visible when you're speaking so that you can see the time as I show them. Back to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Doug. Well, we don't have a speaker today. So maybe we'll dive right into table topics. What do you think, Trish?
Sounds good to me.
All right. I just realized I called you Trish instead of Trisha.
Either's fine.
Anyway, please take the floor.
All righty. I have many questions. So we will start with Dawn. You choose a number between 1 and 10.
5 is coming to me, so 5 it is.
Okay. Your question is, 2 popular gifts of Valentine's Day are chocolate and wine. What would you prefer and why?
Great question, and thank you very much, Topics Master. On Valentine's Day, do I prefer chocolate or wine? And I'll have to say neither. I want flowers, and I will explain why. First of all, if I get a box of chocolate, they would be gone just much too fast. So it's not really good for me to have chocolate on Valentine's Day. And the other thing about the wine is I don't typically like to drink. So it would not necessarily, it wouldn't be a gift that I could consume, or wouldn't be a gift for me. It would be a gift that I'd have to share with somebody else. So maybe that would be a good thing if I were surrounded by people that I love who like wine. Hopefully it's a good wine. But in the end, I think I'd just like to receive flowers. I love fresh flowers. I love smelling them. I love how they kind of get to all of my senses. I can see them, I can smell them, and if you touch them, they're so soft. And I'm not supposed to touch flowers, but I like to touch them anyway. They're so soft. And I appreciate how they just brighten up the day, and they last for longer than a glass of wine. They last for longer than a box of chocolates in my house. So I would choose to have flowers instead of wine or chocolate for Valentine's Day. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. Next, I will ask Lori. 1 through 10 except for 5.
7.
7. Okay. Your question is, how did you meet your partner?
Thank you, Madam Topics Master. Very interesting story how Rick and I met. We've both done lots of personal growth things in our lives, and we've done personal growth workshops. And many years ago, over 20 years ago, I attended an auction for this organization that I wasn't even a part of. I hadn't even done workshops there, but I knew a couple of people who had done workshops in this organization, and they knew me from another organization where I had chaired running a very successful auction. So they asked me to come in and run an auction for them, which I did. Rick was one of the contributors in this auction. He used to own a ski lodge. So he donated a week at his ski lodge. It generated a lot of money. Like, I don't remember, $700 for the week or something like that. Most of the items were auctioning off for $150 or less. And then there was so much competition back and forth between two people driving the cost up. They asked Rick if he would be willing to donate a second week. And he said yes. So that generated like $1,500 for this auction. And I just remember noticing, wow, that is a very generous man. So a year later, I was now a part of this organization, and I ran into Rick, and I had remembered that part about him. And I went over and introduced myself to him and gave him my business card with my phone number. I had to make all the moves. Then when he didn't call, I even called him. And so So anyway, that was how we met. Back to you, Madam Topics Master.
Thank you so much. I love hearing stories like that. Thank you for sharing. All right, Doug. 1 through 10, but not 5 or 7.
Try that again. 2. I'll go with a whole number this time.
2. Many people buy Valentine's gifts for their pets. What would you get your cat?
That's an interesting one. Valentine's gifts for the pets. Frankly, I've never really done that. I'm not highly into even getting Valentine's gifts for my wife because I find Valentine's to be rather overly commercial. Now, we spend time together and we actively love each other. So we don't need to celebrate an arbitrary day as Valentine's. But at the same time, I just went shopping this morning because I needed to get some cat food, and so I was at the pet store, and I did actually happen to get a little toy for the cat. Not thinking about Valentine's Day, but I guess I can call it that. Although, if I'm getting a Valentine's Day gift for the cat, maybe I'm going to have to get something for Gail as well, because that just doesn't seem fair. I can get her some flowers. Maybe some chocolate flowers and, double up. But no, this is just a simple little toy. It's a stick with a long ribbon attached to it that I can run along the ground and around and let the cat chase and bat and jump and have some fun. And it should be fun. I'm sure our cat will love it. And I'm sure Gail will have fun playing with it too with the cat. So I guess I have to go out and get some chocolate flowers too. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Doug. Dodd, back to you. We have 1 through 10, but not 2, 5, or 7.
10.
10. All right. According to recent surveys, 32% of consumers plan to do their Valentine's Day shopping online. Would you shop online for your special gift?
Typically, I shop online always. However, Valentine's Day somehow has snuck right up on me, and Valentine's Day being tomorrow, online shopping is not an option. So today I will be joining the ranks of the other, not 32% of the people who are going to rush out to the nearest drugstore, grab whatever they can find, and bring it home for those that I love. And I actually like getting Valentine's gifts for my kids. One of my very favorite things to do because I love them so much. I am one of those moms that is just like, I could just eat them up. They are like the biggest Valentine gift for me. And I don't know what I'll do when they are all out of the house. I'll probably call them and all the time be one of those crazy stalker moms. But I love giving them gifts on Valentine's Day. Not so much good with, just the rest of the time, but Valentine's Day is a very special day for me to share how much I love my babies. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Lori, we have 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 9 left.
9.
9. In 2015, dinner cruises, helicopter rides, and tandem skydiving were popular gifts. What type of experience would you like to give or receive for Valentine's Day?
Madam Topics Master and fellow Toastmasters, Valentine's Day is actually a difficult holiday for not all Jewish people, but some Jewish people. In Europe, on Valentine's, they would have pogroms, which were like, trying to think of how to describe a pogrom. People would, what is it called on Halloween when they do bad things to your house and stuff? Forget what that's called. Do you know what I'm talking about? When people like throw, what is it?
Trick or treat?
No, well, not
Also
trick or treat.
trick?
There's another term that happens on Halloween when people's homes get destroyed.
Mischief night?
No,
No.
I'll think of it later. There's a term for it. Anyway, it was really bad for Jewish people. Their animals might be killed, their homes were destroyed on outside, and so kind of a mixed bag. We're American. I'm not a European Jew, and so it's a mixed bag about Valentine's Day. So when I was single, before I was married, I made Valentine's Day much more important. And being married, I feel a little bit more like Doug, like he's my sweetheart every day, so I don't have to have a Hallmark holiday. We usually give each other a card. We used to go out for dinner on Valentine's. I don't even think we do that. And I have let Rick know, no, don't buy me chocolate because I'll eat the whole thing. This year, actually, on Valentine's Day, tomorrow, is just one of our regular meetings from our community club. And we earned chocolate for our club by sending more than 5 officers to the TLI. The district did a reward called the treat train this year. So we bought $50 worth of chocolate from a really nice place nearby that does gourmet chocolate to bring for the club. So I'll get to have some chocolate with Rick at our Toastmasters meeting. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. All right, Doug. I have 1, 3, 4, 6, or 8 left.
Oh, let's go with 6.
6. What is your favorite love song?
My favorite love song. You know, that's a very good question, because I don't particularly have one. The song that I've most associated with my wife, Gail, is a song called The Odyssey by Symphony X, which, I mean, they are a heavy metal group, and they produced this epic symphonic work based on Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey. And so this is a 24-minute song that details Homer's journey back from the Battle of Troy, back home to Ithaca, you know, battling sirens and other foes. And, you know, it represents a long and arduous journey with a very distinct goal of love at the end. And since I had to come from Vancouver all the way to Cleveland to get to Gail, and that included going through immigration, it was an odyssey. And it was a long journey for us to actually be together. So that's a song that I've always associated with her, and I've got that as her ringtone on my phone. And for Gail, the song she associates with me is The Long and Winding Road from the Beatles, for a very similar reason.
Thank you so much, Doug. Well, should I do one more for everyone?
I was thinking that maybe you could do one, Trish.
Oh, okay.
You want to pick
one.
any of the topics you've had so far for us? For yourself?
Sure. Just give me a random number, 1, 3, 4, or 8.
Well, we told you you could do one, so do
Oh,
one.
you do one. Okay. So the question for number one is, in South Korea and Japan, women give men candy. What type of candy would you give your man or woman? Anyway. So my husband, Willie, loves lots of candy and chocolate. If it was going to be candy, it would be Swedish fish. His favorite candy, but only can be red ones. No other color. Just red Swedish fish. That's it. If it was going to be chocolate, he prefers Twix bars. Without the peanut butter. No peanut butter. Just regular Twix bars. The other type of candy he enjoys is pink wintergreens. Now, these are very difficult to find. I usually have to go to Wegmans if I'm going to pick these up for him. It was a regional favorite, I guess, up in Scranton, Pennsylvania area. That I have every occasional, and in Walmart, I'll pick up a small bag just so he can have them. But yeah, my husband's favorite candy is Swedish fish, and more often than not, in his Christmas stocking, he'll get a big tin full of Swedish fish. Thank you very much. I will now turn our meeting back over to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Trish. Those were fun topics for us, and we got to answer more than one question. And a perfect theme, considering that Valentine's Day is tomorrow. It's a nice job. Now I'll turn the meeting over to our general evaluator, Dawn.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I have a few notes about our meeting today. I don't think so far anyone has used our word of the day, it's kind of a hard one to do anyways, so I wasn't expecting all of us to use the word. I did enjoy a few of the things that were said during the table topics. Lori, I really enjoyed hearing you say, I had to make all the moves. And the way you said it was just like so authentic and so, just like, yep, that was it. I had to do it all. I loved hearing that. And for some reason, Doug, when you combined the chocolate and the flowers and said you'd buy her chocolate flowers, that made me happy as well. So this evaluation of the grammar is going to be more of happiness level than grammatically correct or incorrect. I enjoy any Toastmasters meeting where there's learning happening. And I'm a sponge for learning. And Trish, I think you did an excellent job with the table topics, and you brought in statistics, which I think kind of brings the table topics up another notch, and it gives us a kind of a bite of learning and something to consider and then something to respond to. So I really appreciated that. And I also appreciated learning through the people's responses, through everyone's responses. I learned, I don't know how I didn't know this about Jewish people in Europe being targeted on Valentine's Day. I don't know why that never registered for me. And I have been for the last 20 years in a very Jewish community and have learned the whole, a lot about Jewish traditions and things that would trigger. I had to teach preschool, so at the JCC here in Columbus. So that was something that I don't know. Maybe I heard that before, but it didn't register until today. So I appreciate that. I also appreciated learning about this Odyssey, this song, this symphony, this 20-minute. I can't wait. And you said it's heavy metal. I don't know anything about heavy metal, but Doug, I can't wait to share that with my daughter. Because she's really into all things metal right now. And I think that that will be something that she'll probably already know about it, because every time I share something with her, she says, I already know that. As far as our meeting goes, again, another great meeting. And even though we have 4 people, and it's going to be a short meeting, I'm going to let the Toastmaster of the day maybe be creative with what comes next. But this meeting has so far been satisfying, educational, and fun. And I enjoyed learning about everyone as well through the topics. So back to you, Lori, to decide. What's that? Oh,
Want to do a timing report?
yes, I do want to do a timing report. Doug, would you like to give us the timers report?
Sure. I can give the times for the table topics, except for the first one, because I forgot to time. Actually, my cat was messing around in front of me, making a bit of a cacophony. So I forgot to time that. But then Lori, her first topic was 1 minute 59. The second topic was 2 minutes 26. For myself, I spoke for 1 minute and 41 seconds. First time, 1 minute 46 seconds. Dawn for her second, 18, and Trisha for her topic, 15 seconds. Back to you.
Dawn, you're all set? Dawn is frozen. Okay. Thank you so much, Dawn, for your general evaluation, and Doug for your timing report. I did notice, I thought maybe I missed the timing lights on that first topic, and I wasn't too worried. And that happens. Sometimes we're so engrossed in someone speaking. I always worry that I hope it won't happen at a contest when someone's giving a really good speech at a contest. Well, overall, we've had a light turnout, but an interesting meeting, and I love being with my friends around the country that I've gotten to know through this club. So it's another well-spent lunchtime on a Wednesday being with all of you. And I think that brings our meeting to a close. No speaker today.
All right. So I'm going to stop the recording if that's okay.
All right.
Everybody in agreement? Yay.